Welcome to Slingshot Disc Golf. I'm here with Starblade. We're on hour 2 of boot camp.
That's it. Only hour 2.
Hour 1.5. Oh no, hour 2. Yeah, we're starting the second hour of boot camp. He's here from California. He drove 640 miles to be here, and we are spending 3 days, 8 hours a day, dialing in it, getting his form going. 3 days.
Fixing my form.
I'm saying this to the audience. I'm saying it to you. The literal #1 reason you cannot throw far is not technique. You have to have the technique right. Is you are soft, Starblade. And there's definitely a more nuanced answer. I'm not just calling you like not tough or whatever, but at the end of the day, you are being soft. Today, we are going to talk about the coil and how to actually coil physically. Because if you're soft in the coil, that means you have slack in your form. If you have slack in your form, then you're not going to throw far. So let's get into the details. If I am in a coil position like this, I'm coiled up. I don't feel anything here. I'm not creating a stretch at all because I'm just right here. And that's what people are doing, whether the technique is correct or not. Now, if I go to here, I am stretching my whole posterior chain. I can feel it from the glute all the way up through the back. The further I try to throw, the more that stretch is gonna hurt. Now let's be clear, at most distances, once you get the form down, you're not in pain, it doesn't hurt. But I was stuck at 450 for a while, and I went to the field the other day and I finally hit 500. You know what I did? I coiled more. And I was able to throw 500 a couple times out there. Instead of getting to here and feeling that stretch, I was like, oh, I gotta push this. I wanna throw far. So I was getting more to there. When you coil and you stretch muscles, that is literal. That's how you get the stretch shortening cycle. And people say, I'm not a science guy. Starblade.
You know the science behind it. You looked it up.
And if you stretch at the right time, it unstretches, you create more force production, you throw farther. But you have to be physical. You have to be willing to actually stretch, which is uncomfortable. Most people play disc golf don't want to feel discomfort. Not saying hurt yourself at most distances. Like my 450, there's a good stretch there. It doesn't hurt. But if I want to continue to push distance, that's why you have to be physically conditioned. Like I do yoga every day. I work out. I eat right? I lost 56 pounds.
Yeah.
So that
it's inspiring.
So that I could do this without hurting myself. Athletic position, balls to the feet, knees bent from the side, it'll look like this. When you coil, the most important thing is loading first. Loading means you're gonna have a lot of weight on that back leg and you're gonna coil into that hip. All right, so the best way to learn that right now is you have to get low and you have to just turn your stomach a little bit without turning your hips, like lunge this way. Okay, do you feel that in your glute?
Yep.
You feel a glute stretch?
I actually feel like some hip flexor too in there, and I feel like a bunch of quad.
Yep. We don't want to be on top of the leg, on top of the hip. We're going into it, which is why you feel that glute and that hip block you. Because of that, that knee bends in a little bit and that knee bends out. That's the loaded position. That is a fundamental of pro form. Actually stand up straight and go like that. You feel your hip opens and there's no stretch.
Yeah,
no
you don't even,
load.
It feels lazy.
Yeah, lazy. You're avoiding the stretch. But when you get low, it's easier
All of a sudden everything tightens up and you just like squeeze at everything. Everything's just squeezes.
I have to stop the video real quick to make something very clear. You're not flexing your body or muscling your body. You have to stay loose to be able to create the stretch and the tension we're talking about. Always stay loose.
It's like squeezing an orange. All of a sudden you just wait.
Just like squeezing an orange, Starblade.
Or a sponge.
I love it. And that looked great. Really good. I guarantee you don't feel that in your throw.
No, probably not.
Okay.
I'm not getting into that lower.
Yeah.
I'm throwing lazy. I'm throwing, just stand up. Yeah.
With slack. Now we're gonna add the upper torso. Okay, so get low. Coil that stomach a little bit, get into that hip, load that hip. There you go. And now you're gonna feel a stretch from here to here as you stick the arm out there. And if you keep going, it should pull on the glute more. Feel that?
It gets tight.
It's exaggerated, but do you feel a full body stretch?
I feel all through the back.
All,
it's all back.
All to the glute.
It's all back and all leg.
Now you know how to coil and feel it. If we do everything that I just taught you on a straight line to your target, you're gonna have to work harder to get back here, and then when you actually unwind, it's gonna go to the right, grip lock.
Yeah.
Now, if I put you on a line right here, you can actually extend right to here, and it's easier to get to that position. So if you give me a disc, now we're here on the line, and out you're gonna release it. And if you really are flexible, you're still gonna go here and go there. It's gonna go. So that's the importance of angling, is coiling to here is a lot harder than actually angling your body and coiling to right there, right? Because most of our throws are just gonna be right there. Load into it, and then extend to me. See, you're over coiling already.
Over.
So start again. You only have to go like this. Yeah, but you gotta stay. You gotta go into that hip first. Yeah, right there. How's that feel? Yeah,
that's
not too
not hard.
bad. You could throw so darn far. Darn. You can throw so darn far by just coiling to there and going out and spinning and unloading. You know what I mean? And then the further you coil, the farther you'll throw. You can only throw as far as you can coil. And you can only coil as far as you are flexible. So that's a good looking coil.
And now you're like,
let's keep that right there. There you go. Yeah, now you look cool.
Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in my 3-day boot camp with Starblade. This is his form the day before he came to see me. The first thing I did when he got here is I had him throw as far as he could with a rangefinder. He hit 360 a few times before we got to work. You can see there's a lot of area for improvement. He's surprisingly quick and explosive. This is more what his form looks like now when it comes together for him. So his max distance was 360. On hour 4, he hit 436. I shot it with a rangefinder. It was after we taught him to coil like we did in this video. We did a few other things as well that helped, but he did hit 436. On day 2, there was regression. He wasn't able to throw that far. On day 3, he was able to hit 420 and 430 as well. The most notable changes right now are, look at his back leg when he hits that 90 degree. That's about as bad as you can be with your back leg. So this is a massive improvement. He's in an athletic stance. He's on the ball of his foot. He's getting some internal rotation. Not fully extending his arm. Fully extending his arm. Obviously the off arm's in a better spot as well. Watch how his arm collapses. Watch on the right. Now let me be very clear. He did not leave here throwing over 400 feet consistently. We only had 3 days. This takes a really, really long time to get good at. But what we did find is that his body is capable of 430 feet. And on those throws, he had a lot of mistakes going on as well, which means he's probably capable of 450. We only hit over 400 feet 3 times. He would revert back to his old form. His habits are really strong. While we did not find him that consistent distance, we found out what he actually can do when it comes together. Now it's up to him to spend the next year taking what we learned, going through the program, and continue to improve so that he can find those distances more often. We'll be keeping an eye on Starblade. Slingshots for everybody.